Ty Bartell with Coach Steve Ward of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. And Coach, I have so much fun talking with your kids. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like in the dugout. This team's playing on such a high level, it seems like, to start the season. How fun is it in the dugout? How fun is it to watch on the field?
You know, it's really fun because we really allow their personality to shine. We allow them to be themselves. And you see how much fun they're having. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're playing a game. It should be fun. These should be the best memories of your time here. That, you know, when you look back, sure, you're going to say, oh, do you remember this big hit maybe 10 years from now? But it's going to be the relationships. And that's something we really push on these kids. We really push, you know, talking about mental health and friendships and being together as a team. And it's translating onto the field because you see how comfortable they are with each other. They're best friends. You see about just how much they care for each other, how close they are. And all that translates to good stuff on the field. So it's, you know, we focus on the person first rather than the player, because the player will take care of themselves. They're so talented that, you know, we just let them shine. We manage them as best we can, and, you know, we're really darn proud of them.
I mean, relationship-wise, it seemed like Sid and Abby, another one of those beautiful relationships that we get to see on the team. But you'll talk about the hitting, too, and big hits. Abby now, like I said, 3 home runs in her last 4 at-bats. What are some keys you've been seeing in her swing, and what's made her so impactful early on in the season?
Well, we've been telling Abby she had a little bit of a slow start, and she was feeling frustrated, and a couple of our kids were, and it's, again, just stay steady. We know you can do it. We've seen you do it. We know what you're about. We know what, you know, you're capable of. You're just putting too much pressure on yourself. Relax. Just a few small adjustments, and once that first hit happened, the floodgates opened up, and she's not looking back.
One thing I've been really impressed with is just the confidence overall with Sid this year. I mean, not that she wasn't confident last year, but it seems like she's kicked it up to 11 as far as this year is concerned. Talk to me about just the confidence she has in that circle and the defense around her that's made it so hard to score against this year.
Well, one thing, you know, and it goes without saying with all of our players, but, you know, Sydney, with the summer she had and then the injury that she had, you look at her maturity. And that's the biggest thing that you're going to see out of her is, you know, you're going to play in these top tournaments, top teams, lots of people watching you. You're nationally, you know, being known about it. And then you have a setback and an injury. Work yourself back. You know, she just now has this calmness to her to know that there's a mature factor behind me. I've been here, I've done it, and I know my defense got it. So we're really, really, like, I can't tell you how proud I am of her maturation process of it from last year to this year. It's amazing.
Sydney being a sophomore, Tina Montgomery also a sophomore. You got the freshmen with Toth and Folkwine that are coming up. Where are you guys growing all these kids that are just so good at softball too? And just talk about the youth programs too, and coming up through these levels.
Shout out to all of our parents. They've invested so much in their kids from top to bottom that they're starting them earlier. They're getting them into fast pitch. They're doing all the right things that, you know, the little kids come here and see our players. The little kids know our players' names, and our players just love them right back. So, you know, anytime that people see, you know, McKenna, Sid, Ayla, it's like a small party for them because they're so excited to see them. But equally, our kids are so excited to see the young ones because they remember when they're playing ACB, when they're playing on their travel teams, and the friendships that formed there. So I can't tell you, you know, top to bottom, when we look at our lineup, look at what we're doing. You know, you have Ayla Ray in the one spot. My goodness gracious. You know, Kate's coming alive. Sid is Sid. And let's talk about McKenna for a second. I think she's got a hit in every game. So she got a nice streak going on. Not only that, she's getting hits with people on base. Sacrifice fly today, base hit. She's doing great. You look at Sammy Severin finally, and that's another kid that we're like, hey, just keep going, keep going. You're seeing the ball, you're hitting it, it'll drop, it'll drop. And it's so frustrating for a hitter that you're doing all the right things and they're just landing in people's gloves. So, and then, you know, round it out, my goodness, Abby is crushing it. Tina is so stinking strong. And Maddie Butis, and, you know, we have a couple of our people that are either flex players where you have Severin, and then you have Ashley McLean, who also has a bat, and she's just waiting to get in that lineup and do some damage. So our future is bright if we just keep focused on improving just a little bit every day.
Fitch's lineup turning into one of the strongest in the area as they take the first of this 2-game set against their rival, the Boardman Spartans.